Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. Another day, another challenge to keep the consistency alive. Let's see what's on the plate today. Okay, the next question is to find the smallest letter greater than the target. Let's look at this question. You are given an array of characters that is sorted in non-decreasing order. Non-decreasing, I'm assuming that means ascending order. And a character target. There are at least two different characters in the letters. Return the smallest character in the letter that is in lexically greater than the target. If the characters does not exist, return the first character in the letter. Okay, let's see. In the letter C, F, J, target is A, and we have to find this smallest greater than element than this. Okay, and this is this. Okay. Letter is C, F, J, and letter is C. Smallest greater than is F. Okay. Is Z. Okay, so an immediate approach which is there in my mind is to first convert this number into ASCII characters, and probably I will use some built-in libraries or something which can give me this what's the numerical equivalent of the character. And yeah, and this does not till now I do not have the idea of what the problem is, because I can convert a number and I can go through the list and can see if this number is greater than, okay, but I need to find the smallest among the all. I can compare. I need to find the small. Convert this number into an integer and all of them also in an integer, and then I can find. Okay, let's see. I have no idea of the function which is required, how to convert Python Python letter into ASCII number. Let me just quickly get it. There must be a direct value. I don't want to implement a way, I want a direct value. ORD and then CHAR. A built-in function is there which is ORD and it takes the character. Let me do this in Python first, and just to see if it works. Let me use let me use Python only. Okay, let's say the character is A, and I want to know the ORD and say A. It's 97, which is correct. I also had something in my mind that the value should be something between 95 to 90, something in between 90 and 100, 95 to 100. Okay, this gives me the value, and by doing this, let me take the question. I would be given with the letters and the target. Let me take it up. So these are the letters and these are the targets. These are the letters, these are the targets. Now for each in okay smallest is equal to -1. Okay, what I have to return in case nothing is there? X. Okay, smallest is X. X does not mean okay there are no characters. Return the first character in the letter. First character in the letter is okay, first character in the letters. Okay, this means this. Okay, if in case nothing exists, then I need to return, let's say, letters and then the very first is in it. Okay, for now each in letters I need to check if the letter ORD, it was ORD, right? Yeah, it was ORD. Where is the pie chart? Yeah, if order of letter that particular char, if order of char is is smaller than ORD of smallest, then smallest is equal to that specific char. Do this till the end of time and then print what's the smallest. Let's see. C, correct answer. Let's go for this. It's the same. Okay, let's go for this. I'm getting C. What? Target is C. I'm also getting C. What is this? Is less than or equal to. Okay, now will this satisfy the equation? Okay, this will satisfy the equation, so that I don't want is less than or equal to what? Order of char, which means some number. Is if the new character which I have got is smaller than the previous old character. No. What? Okay, what if I do +1? I think I'm missing something. Probably the thinking is the problem part. Okay, order of this, let's say C, smallest would be C. Is this less than, let's see, no, it's equal. Is it less than that? No. Then next loop will occur. Then the loop will come here. Is it less than C? I will get say, yeah, this is less than C. So the smallest should be char, no? What's mistake I'm making? C and C. C. Okay. C comes. Okay. After C, iteration do not goes on. Maybe iteration goes on. Maybe the condition is not print char. This will confirm if the iteration has happened or not. Okay, iteration has happened for all, but if condition was not satisfied for C onwards. If it is less than C, but no, less than C. Okay, less than C means like it would have been valued, but if it would have been B, not the F. Correct. So algorithm is incorrect. How I'm thinking, how I have been thinking is incorrect. Now, what's the negation condition? Let's say if I need to find C, first element greater than C. What's the negation condition? Less than C, smallest element. No, not making sense. The gap. I can calculate the gap also. If the gap is smallest. Oh, yeah. If the gap is smallest, then yeah, indeed it's smallest element. And then at the end, if I know the smallest gap, I can just add that element and I can get the okay, let's do character minus this. Gap is this is a minimum gap, no? So I need to assume the gap is infinite. Float inf. If it is less than gap, then gap is equal to this. If it is less than gap, gap is equal to this number. Okay, and by the end I would have the smallest gap. Then what I could do, okay, I need to convert back ASCII letter into character. Char and then ASCII. Okay, once I have the gap, I need to find the target variable. Okay, order of target, this will give me that number. I have the gap, then I need to convert it into the char. Hopefully then this, and this will become the smallest. Okay, if gap isn't equal to 0, this would not be smallest, this would be the target. The smallest is equal to this, else this, and this is the target. Order of target plus gap, and then convert into the char. What's the problem? Nothing. str is not available. Where? Okay, chr. Sorry. Okay, answer is C. If I give the target as A, if I give target as, let's say, the lattice as this, target as Z, our expectation should be correct. So this condition is working, only this condition is not working. Target is C, C, D, E, F. There is a gap, use gap now. Where is the wrong? What is wrong? Char in lattice, order of char minus order of target. What's the difference between the current character and the target? The difference would be the minimum, even if it. No. If the difference is the minimum, no. Okay, minimum difference can be this only. No. If someone give me Z, okay, negative character I will remove. That's why. But I'm not getting. If order of character negative, if order of target is less than the gap. Is less than the gap. What's the gap? Gap is currently infinite. Then the gap would be, what's the order of character? Let's say 100, and the target is, wait. Let's say the target is C. What is this? This will not even satisfy, no? Is less than the gap. This will pass. Next will come. If order of this character F minus target, which is C, D, E, F, 4 letters. 4 is less than infinite. That should be correct. What's wrong, man? Why this loop is not getting executed? Let's debug it. C, character is F, what? It's never satisfying the condition. Why? Okay, let me print the gap value. Zero, 3, 7. There is a 0 gap, there is a 3 gap, there is a 7 gap, which is correct. 0 gap, 3 gap, 7 gap. Correct. Now, is it less than gap? Why? Wait a second. Let me check something. Print 3 less than okay, infinity is always greater, no? That's an incorrect thing, no? Infinity, this gap is always greater, and this will be this 037C. But this can never be. Okay, so let's start from 0. How do we find the maximum, man? Float. If something I want to find the minimum, then the starting point should be infinite, no? This is the maximum thing. And then if I see something less than gap, is it less than? Yeah, it's less than only. Wait a second, what I'm doing. Is 3 less than float INF? Correct, true. Then why this is not true? Why that is not true? See? Okay, next time, first time the gap was infinite. The gap is equal to, okay, and then what was the gap afterwards? The gap was 0. This became 0. Now I want a value. Okay, now 0 became this, and now nothing, the gap would be, this would be always. I want, array man, this is okay, probably I want some time to think about it. Of course I'm missing something structural, some structural thinking. Probably I will think about it. Don't worry, I will not look at the solution. I will just think about what's wrong in my thinking, the approach, because I know like if I look at the solution I will definitely get it, but I don't want to do that. I want to see why, like I want to train my brain to think structurally. That's the main motto. Thank you. Probably I will continue this video probably next day or some like evening or whatsoever, and we'll see. Thank you. Bye. I was having discussion with one of my friend with respect to the same question, and like I did not ask like in context of DSA, but like I asked like something that, let's say in a queue there are multiple boys standing in terms in order of their height, and if I pinpoint at any one of the student, and then I need to find which is the immediate after a student, like the student which is great or whose height is greater than that. Okay, I immediately formed the question as this, and the other person responded me back that the very next person would be the answer that I'm looking for. And it strikes me, yeah, that's really, yeah, if the list is sorted, if the persons are in their increasing order of their height, then I know for a fact the very next person would be the one which we are looking for. In this scenario, this is the lexically greater than the target. Okay, so in a way like if we can also sort this in lexical order, then I know. Okay, but one more problem, A is not here, no? Okay, no, but I can take A, and I can find the very first element which is greater than A from the left, and that will give me the answer, right? Yeah, that will give me the answer. Okay, so now the problem statement comes, which becomes ordering this letters in lexical order. That's what I want. And then the other part is the iteration part, that to identify the immediate next one. Okay, so first thing is this. Now how to order something in Python. Numerically, yes, I know, but I can. Okay, let me check in. If I know the answer, let's see. I have this. If I print letters dot sort, what answer I will get? CFG. Let's say A put here, and let's see. None. Okay, there was another one which I remember. So RTDT and then letters. What's that? Oh yeah, this is giving me the answer. ACJ. Okay, I will assume like this I have, and then I'm going ahead. Okay, let me see if is it in place or not. Let me bring the letters again. Okay, it's not in place, so I will use it. So letters become sorted, and then letters. Okay, let me take it in another variable. Now I can. Okay, I remember yesterday there was ORD and CHR. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now what I can do is I need index wise. What I need to return? I need to return the next letter. And but yesterday I wrote a logic, no? You remember? I forgot it today, but there was a logic. Yeah, this logic was working, but it is taking infinite approach. But anyhow, like I will use this logic. Okay. Now I need to find, let's say, target equal to ORD. Target number is equal to target ASCII is ORD of target. Okay. Now for nums in L, if num ORD of num is greater than target ASCII, then return but wait a second. If let's say this is the scenario, x is y is not found, return number. Yeah, if not, return the target 0. sorry. Letters 0. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's working. Okay, so but do you think it's an optimal approach? Yeah, there's nothing more which can be optimal than this, but again, this is a sorting thing. But if the question says, let's say you don't have to sort it, could I have done this without sorting? That's the question. Does it feel like it can be done without sorting? Because what we are in theory, what we are taking advantage of here, like what the actual solution is, that in an ascending order of something, the next value, the next element is the very first smallest greater element. That's how it works. That's the property of that's the very core property of how ascending order works. Okay. So in this question there is nothing fancy, but if someone says, let's say they can come and say without even ordering they can do, that's really amazing. And let's see if I see the possibility of that. Now we have the solution. CFJ. Okay, let's say if I have the A and I'm standing here, next person comes in, say C is J. Yeah, there is another way as well. Yeah. So of course this is an answer. I agree, but still intuitively it feels if I move from here to here to here to here, okay, I can note something on a piece of paper, okay, and then by the end I have visited all, I can say that that was the human can do this, if they go from left to right, isn't it? If I go from left to right, C and then F and then J, okay, let's convert this question into a number form. Okay, I don't care now. Let's convert this number into a number form and then we'll do what I was doing yesterday. I don't want to remember what I was doing yesterday. It's a new first start day. Okay, let's I have 95, I have 96, I have 90 CFJ. That's 102. Okay, the target I'm looking for is A, which is 94. Okay. Nums target. Okay. This is the same question but just in another form. I can convert it into the another one, but that's fine. Now let's see. In this scenario they are sorted, but I assume these are not sorted, so let me put 95 here. Okay, 96, 95, 102, and the target is okay. I come to this and I notice what's the difference. I note the difference. Oh, if I prepare a dictionary of the differences, wouldn't it make what I want? Now, what's the difference in the first one? 2. What's the difference in the second one? 1. What's the difference in the next one? Let's say probably 7. I know the minimum is this. Right? And the question says if it does not exist, then probably. So the difference cannot be negative. Yeah, I think that's the way. These are the two ways I think. So let me prepare a dictionary. Dictionary equal to something like this. Let me do by the comprehension. Let's say equal to, now for each for k comma b in nums or enumerate. I will have to, let's do enumerate. Sometimes I forget normal Python also. K comma b in nums nums dot, yeah, enumerate. I have to do enumerate, enumerate, and then what I want for each index, I want to know the difference. So for index 0, for key, the difference is target. Number minus target should be greater. Number for that value minus target. Okay. Okay, I can prepare this. I think that's not an issue. Print D, let's see. 0 to 1, and let me give this scenario. This is x and y. So something which is less always. Which is 9, and let's say 80, 82, and 85. Let's say something. Let me do 85. This 85 and 82. So in this scenario, everything should be negative. Yeah, that's giving me a way in which I can remember. I can remember in which direction I'm going. So anytime it becomes a negative one, I need to find the minimum. Okay. Now from this list, let me put a 95 here. Okay. So I know this should be the positive one. Okay. Now from this list, I need to find a value which is non-negative and the smallest element in this. Okay, but which is the smallest? Finding a minimum of something, is it smallest? Can I filter out this? Now if b minus target is greater than 0, greater than or equal to greater than 0, so the difference should be permanent. Yeah, so now I have this. Now from this list I need to find the minimum. This question, like, I think it always come in front of me that in a dictionary you have something and you need to do something based on value and find the key of that value. It always happens with me. And now let's see. I probably, let me give one more number, just 97. Yes, I have 3 numbers. Okay, 1, 3, and 8. I know the 3 is the answer. That third index. Okay, now instead of having key, what if I use the value here itself? For 95 is a difference of 1, for 97 is a difference of 3. Okay, I need to find the minimum value in the key. I don't want to do this again. Isn't there like optimal way? Okay, I cannot think of any other thing, but let's see. Okay, so convert this into a, take the d dot values. Okay, convert it into a list. Find the minimum of that list. Okay, let's say I'm like this should give me 1. Yeah, now again I have to iterate. for k comma b in d dot items, okay. If value equal to m, return print key. That's all I want, and this will give me the answer back correctly. I think the 95. So I think this is the solution, and let's take it. I think let's take it. Target is this, and I do this. Oh no. And now, so instead of doing this should be the return. If the program reaches the end, it should return the letters 0, and here it should return the key, not the key, but the chr of key, okay. And there's one more thing that I need to do is I need to prepare the list, a list which is which converts the ord of chr, okay, foxy in letters. This will prepare the list. This will go here and your items, blah blah blah, and that's all. Let's see. Runtime where target, okay, target should also be ord of target. I think this should be correct. d dot values is in non-empty. Oh, occasionally, so there might be a scenario when the dictionary is non-empty, means like there is no element. Okay, if d dot values is empty, then immediately I can return. If d dot values, then go ahead and do this. Else return this. What about this? I think, yeah, let's see. Okay, so both of the solutions are working now, and I think you are also getting. Let me now ask GPT, which is the optimal solution. This, let me run it, submit it also, and now let's use the previous one. Okay, let's see if they might be, both of them are not correct. It's more optimal in terms of both performance of the first one. Possible implementation complexity is you don't need to create dictionary, you can directly find the next region in a more efficient way. Minimum is inefficient when you can do it in a single pass while iterating over the list of letters. Second iteration, the sorted function sort, which takes out of fun after sorting iteration. Probably so it's like the sorting the list is not necessary and is inefficient. You don't need the letters to be sorted for this problem. You can directly find the path. This optimal approach is what? This much line only. So for letters in letter, if letter is greater than target, return let. Oh yeah, probably. Oh man. Just because I did not know, like we can compare the um, ASCII characters also in the in the Python. I had to do that way. That's really bad. It's a direct approach, no? Here. Okay, but anyway, I'm not disagreeing what I have to. For nums in noun, what's this? And then here, what's the say? 52 values minus how this. Okay, in you're creating dictionary, blah 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 blah, meaning this. Okay, what could happen better for letters and letters if the previous is null one? If next greetings, then okay. Anyhow, like I get to know, like I was not a good approach, but I think just to respect like my time, not even respect, but I really like the solution which I gave, and probably I can use this sometime later with this knowledge in the future. But all in all, for this problem, I think the best approach was to just compare the letters with them, because I think we can do something like this white is hanging. Print A is A greater than C. We can do. I was not aware that this is true. Okay. C is greater than this should be true. Yeah, I think this is correct. And I think this is the approach in which I could have gone, but I was not aware of that. But anyhow, I don't see this as wasting my time. I really had to think through. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope this is how the learning goes probably. And I hope this, if you are an audience, it would make some value to you just to see how the things progresses. Okay, thank you so much for your time.